Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Disco Elysium with me. Bring it on. Let's report our findings to Kuno. Whoops. We'll head to the church.
Fuck does Kuno care?
The boy turns to you. He doesn't care. I'll take care of the drug situation.
Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half back.
He rubs his hands together.
That's how we split it. It's the best way. Street way.
Aren't you going to ask how I got past your dad?
Word on the street is, you sent your little friend in dressed as a hooker. Distraction style. That's some sick shit.
He nods approvingly to the lieutenant. Not a single muscle moves.
Not a single muscle moves on the lieutenant's face.
I'm sorry, narrator. I didn't mean to take your line.
Kuno wants to hear all about it, but first we split the kilo, then we shoot the shit.
He leans in. By kilo you mean gram, right?
Kuno knows what Kuno means.
I'm keeping it. You don't need more drugs. You're 12. Don't give it to Kuno.
Alright. Kuno knew you'd try that sneaky pig shit on him.
He taps the side of his head.
Tell him, Kuno!
Kuno's got brains. This shit doesn't surprise Kuno. So Kuno's gonna give you one more chance. Know this, pig. Shit is major.
He squints at you.
Major fucking choice, pig!
Kuno won't take this shit lightly. The pieces are moving, pig. This is fucking domino shit.
It's hard to see how not giving a boy a bag of amphetamine would cause some catastrophic cascade response.
That's what I was thinking. He's a lot of talk. So I don't think that he's actually going to do anything. But you never know. Never know with this game.
Hard to see, but easy to feel. Somehow, this will change things.
Tick, 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 tick. Decision time. What's it gonna be? You gonna fuck the Kuno?
The boy flicks an imaginary domino piece with his index finger. This is staying with me. Don't give Kuno the vial.
Alright. You fucked the Kuno. Everybody, Kuno got fucked by his pocket pig. Just when we getting our business on, the pig throws it all away.
He throws his hands up in the air.
I told you he can't be trusted! I told you! I told you he'd steal the shit!
The little rat repeats it 6 or 7 times.
Relax, see? We got plenty of kilo. Kilo underground, in the tree. This ain't about that.
He turns to you.
This is about you and Kuno. You mismanaged this shit. Now everything is fucked between us. Again. How are you gonna make this up to the Kuno, huh? Kuno believes in second chances. Kuno doesn't believe in third chances.
He shakes his head in regret.
There is genuine disappointment below the act, sire.
So I wonder if we didn't mess up when we first met him. If this would still just be our second chance, we could easily make it back up to him. I mean, I'm not super worried about it, but...
In truth, Kuno doesn't really believe there's anything you can do to make up for this. The damage is irreparable.
I looked around in there. It's not the easy life you've got going on in that apartment.
The fuck do you know about Kuno's life? Kuno's got plans. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we got plans!
Kuno, I met your dad.
Yeah? How the fuck are you still alive, pig?
Kuno, your dad is a half-dead alcoholic. He was sleeping under some clothes.
What?
His eyes become large and round.
His posture changes. The swaying rooster motion stops for a second. Then he gets it going again, reorienting himself.
Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told ya. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. That's nothing to Kuno's dad.
He snaps back.
You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window.
He points to himself. Yeah, whatever scary thing he might have been, now he is nothing.
Yeah. Kuno's dad is fucking nothing. Fucking coma shit. Stroke shit. Kuno's dad is so fucking violent. He's had a stroke many times. Shit.
He pushes on bravely.
Kuno's gonna have one too. Gonna be just like Kuno's dad. Speed shit, crime shit, fucking on the bed. Kuno's gonna go out like Kuno's dad. Revachol West style.
Stop saying all this sad shit, Kuno.
The whisper comes smaller than usual.
There's a touch of grief in there.
Fuck you talking sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit.
The kid breathes in and out like a boxer. You don't have to turn into that.
Get your fucking nun-ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think 'cause you took Kuno's speed, Kuno's gonna sub like a
He punches the air again, and then another punch.
turn into... Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is that shit.
He pants from exhaustion.
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
The relief is palpable. The little hat jumps up and down behind the fence.
He did not win. There is a crack in there now, and it's spreading across the face of his certainty.
There are tons of unpaid utility bills there.
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3 years or some shit.
It's no place to live in. You have to find somewhere else.
That's right. It's a shithole. Kuno's gonna move underground. Leroy shit. Ancient shit. Kuno's gonna live in a fucking catacomb.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno!
The little one seems overjoyed at the prospect. I did right not to give you the drugs. Let's conclude this.
That didn't change shit, pig. That only made things worse. Fucking social worker shit. It doesn't work, pig.
It doesn't work, Kuno. Only our shit works.
Okay, I'm off.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Well, I tried. It's gonna take more than a washed-up cop to help that kid. Alright, let's fast travel to the church, as I think that's what we have next on our to-do list. We already know what to do with Ruby, I think. We have to go to that mural at the failed building. Local kids might know, so we have to talk to the kids in the village, I think. Take a look around the yard. Then he said something about the drugs under the tree. Oh, there's something I can interact with over there. Take care of that in just a second. I'll take a peek in here real fast. Is it possible the locusts are in his shack? If he did take them. What do we have here? It's crawling with locusts in here.
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows. Like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitants.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case
The lieutenant looks around, writes something in his notebook, and turns to you.
of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well.
Stop being so sarcastic. Stop being so sarcastic, Kim.
Oh, I'm not being sarcastic at all. We are making real progress here.
You think the Incidental Indian Phasmid is nearby?
If anything, the presence of the locust points to the opposite. The Phasmid did not take the bait from the traps. It was Kuno. The Phasmid doesn't exist.
Sorry, I just hit my microphone with my headset.
But what do I know?
He shrugs.
Use your powers of deduction. You knew the magic bug was nowhere near here. The Phasmid is impairing your judgment.
We should talk to Kuno about this. Get him to stop.
I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things. You are doing just fine.
Well, thank you, Kim. Kuno probably won't talk to me now, since I didn't give him the drugs back. Granted, I couldn't, because Kim had the drugs. I didn't have them.
Fuck does Kuno care?
The boy turns to you. He doesn't care. I know you took the locust from the traps the cryptozoologist set up.
Yeah. Kuno took the bugs. So what?
He says slowly, meeting your gaze with sullen defiance.
So it wasn't the Phasmid. A wave of disappointment washes over you.
You say you don't give a heck about bugs, then you go and build a whole bug town.
It's not Bugtown. It's the city of locusts. Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow. Shit descends.
He says, enunciating every syllable.
Stop!
She wails from behind the fence, then buries her face in her hands.
Locusts coming down like a shadow. This must be the night city he mentioned when you asked him where he's been.
Point at the shack. So that, in there, is Night City.
Yeah, Locust City. City of rage. City of lights.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost too big for his imagination. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort. The lameness is causing her physical pain. The damage may be permanent.
Yeah, City of Rage sounds like a cool place.
Kuno, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's how lame it is. Please just don't say you're...
She moans.
An artist. Maybe I am an artist. You hear that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist now.
He pushes his chest out. Nod. Maybe art is a worthy calling. I'm something of an artist myself.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in, like, 3 seconds. Don't let him, Kuno.
So I wonder how interactions with Kuno changes if you shoot, or I assume you can shoot Kuno S in the beginning, because you can aim your gun at her. I think when you're trying to shoot down the body.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free.
He tears at the buttons of his shirt, trying to rip them open. They don't give way.
Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
I wonder if he wants to be a cop.
Oh, don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
A leaden silence fills the yard. That depends on the choices you make, young girl.
Without a word, she disappears entirely behind the fence. For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face.
I need you to stop taking locusts from the traps. The cryptozoologists are trying to find something very important. Those locusts are bait.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. C was right.
He turns toward the fence.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno.
I have to ask, what does the City of Locusts mean?
It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Build shit when he's zipping hard. Fuck.
He turns his burning face up to the falling rain.
Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame.
He says finally, lowering his gaze to meet yours. What's going to happen to the locusts? Nod toward the shack.
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die.
Okay, now that that's settled, I'd better be off.
The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
He asks before you leave. The Insulindian phasmid. He mutters to himself.
He recognizes the name.
Wait, you know what the Insulindian phasmid is?
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit.
He says angrily.
As you leave, you notice his usual rooster-like swaying posture has changed. Slowed down, like clockwork unwinding. There's silence between the two children. They're not saying anything to each other, nor looking in each other's direction.
Fuck does Kuno
Alright, let's get behind this building real fast. Check out that green orb, see if Kuno S has anything new to say. I doubt she does. At the very least, nothing constructive. Then we can head to the church. You hear the sound of running water. Someone's washing dishes. So what if we talk to Gary inside of his apartment?
Trying to sneak up on me.
Alright, same thing. Same thing as before. Alright, let's see if Gary's home.
The
Just real
door is
fast.
closed again. Nothing to do here anymore. You hear someone inside, walking from room to room. Whoever lives here must be back home.
Maybe we can go in the morning? So see, it wants us to report this back to... Yeah, the cryptozoologist, but we can't do that till the morning. So a couple things we have to wait for morning or daybreak. Well, one we can't do until 10 a.m., which is call the public library. I'll pop my head into the whirling real fast, see if Lena and Morel are still awake. I doubt that they are. I'm sure it's well past their bedtime. It's well past Kim's bedtime. I'm keeping him up too. Yeah, they're asleep. Have this check unlocked?
Hi again, Gendarme.
No.
Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Alright, let's go to the church. Do I have any thoughts in process right now? I thought that I had one. Yeah, Jamrock Shuffle. Only 21 minutes left. Alright, to the church. And in we go.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Try to peel off the sticker without ripping it.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Where it belongs. You put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry, where it belongs.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Alright, open the padlock with the key.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
Lieutenant nods at you. Pull in the doors.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area. Its black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city,
A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Okay, and I will walk. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. I like the soundtrack here. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. So, when I clicked on this green orb, it didn't give me a description. It just popped up the thought. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long-forgotten style. Blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. Well, they weren't lying about that.
the silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums, you can hardly hear your own breathing.
Yell as loud as you can.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
Stomp your feet and clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Turn to Kim. What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing. It's beginning to worry me. Actually, let's go with this. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is. Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing, on its premises.
Maybe they wanted to discourage singing and dancing.
Could be.
Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Yeah, screw it. Alright, try and see beyond the shadows. Perception's a pretty important skill. I still have one skill point left for any thoughts I might find.
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
On the ceiling?
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Follow the shadow's movements.
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
Lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you were seeing.
Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
Blink.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Tiago. Well, we'll get around to that eventually. Let's finish exploring the church first. A cracked pane of glass. Colorful. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost in the window, depicting a deer. Mesk Banger's silk scarf. Adds +1 at the pain threshold. Bangers don't cry. Assume it replaces that. How does it look? It actually looks pretty good with our current outfit. I'm gonna stick with that. It says huge red scarf is still dusty from lying in the church. A subtle red on red embroidery embellishes it with cocky roosters and mesk floral motives. Or motifs. Oh, don't need to run. Don't run. Said not to run in here. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Messbanger's red brogues. +1 to empathy. In someone else's shoes. What's this one called? Bangers don't cry. These dapper snakeskin shoes have an almost invisible white-on-white flower motif sewn on the tongue. The toe caps are still dusty from lying in the church. Oh, I like the way these look. And some money. A portable Harman Walshy tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? 2 decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
Says the lieutenant, stepping closer. He seems cautious around the machine.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the doomed commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Fell mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer. The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
Wait, let me just investigate it. Step behind the computer.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
Press play.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's not clear whether she recognizes your voice. I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log February to March.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Yeah, I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Fortress accident, like the one in the doomed commercial area.
I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine? That's the doomed commercial area.
Lieutenant gestures around him.
Anything else I can help you with?
Thanks. I'm finished with this call. Press off silent.
Sleep well, Fortress accident.
She says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Press print.
Nothing happens.
Leave. Alright, what's this?
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. This is her Innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
No.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you, as if under a microscope.
No, I'm not your bug.
As that bitter thought passes through your head, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder, with 3 fingers.
Yeah, I'm not doing that cross either.
Good call. She left us all in the shits. Don't give her a single thing. Just stand there in the apricot-colored light of the window, secretly grinding your teeth. The woman smiles her distant smile, unmoved, struck in half by the crack in the glass.
This is Dolores Day.
Yes. I wasn't sure before, but this must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez. It's called the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
He looks around. You knew of the place.
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Ravachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
He lowers his voice.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds,
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find the instigator here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of Delorianism? A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces.
There's a pause, then he continues. Who conducted this raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure.
You're not sure.
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I don't remember being here.
I am pretty sure it was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything more about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Kim, are you a follower of Delorianism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are Delorian in origin.
I didn't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The Delorian system does not demand faith, only accordance.
Alright, how did I know this is the mother of humanism?
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her Innocence, Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
Wait, what exactly is innocence, or is in Innocence? I've read a book, but it was fuzzy.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A ruler.
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate innocentic rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Okay, when did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty, draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed?
Where is this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away. No, you must know.
Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene Le Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
Wow.
Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt.
I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mesk and the Occident, and even faraway Supramuindi, altogether 21 of the 40 mundial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
Her crowning?
In a city called Advesperaskit, in Vesper Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress, on an emptied-out plaza, with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocence, were worried about an assassination attempt.
She must have been beautiful.
Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen.
Then what?
One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
What?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves, the man was reported to have screamed at the Innocence. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
No, there is something bad about her. I want to know.
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her Theriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the Innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacific, Mare Interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
Lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
She's not human.
Okay.
He takes his glasses off to clean them. Then after a while he says,
This church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. We should conclude our business and move on.
alright, I'm going to do this check in the next one. Let's turn away. Let's listen to this.
The Jamrock Shuffle. In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Le Royaume, just beneath the streets. As children, you would all go underground, hoping to find treasure, and come back with a rat's tail or a used needle. That playful curiosity must still be in you. Who knows, maybe one day the Orbe de Montagne, the Holy Scepter, and the Cocaine Skull will all be yours.
Find better loot in locked containers. I can only think of one locked container, and that's the one in the harbor, which I still don't know how to open. Maybe I should have equipped the crowbar or pry bar and tried to open it up. Because just sitting there, I have no indication of how to get that thing open. Because it seems very, very niche. Again, I can only think of the one locked container. That I still don't. I don't know how to get into it, so I don't know how useful this is going to be. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Next episode, we'll finish inspecting the stained glass, then we'll speak to the man in the rafters and see what's going on in this church. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.